Good morning, everyone. Sorry, there was a delivery man at my door and I was waiting for him to ring the bell, but he didn't, thank goodness. I'm so glad that you could join me this morning. I'm Reverend Rebecca Kay here at the Yuma Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome. Well, it's that time of year. We've all been traveling for the holiday and family gatherings and graduations and maybe class reunions and weddings. And it's a chance for us to all come together again now that we are free to move about as we wish. So, a word that came up for me this week as I listened to people talk about all of these events, our word for the week is wrinkle. And the meaning of wrinkle is a slight line or fold in something. I'm sure that you have heard other people talk about how much people have changed. And let's just say, isn't it amazing how we pay attention to each other? This morning's reading is from Warrior Wisdom, Daily Inspiration. And we're going to begin with a quote from Mark Twain. Wrinkles should merely indicate where smiles have been. Isn't that a lovely way of looking at the word wrinkle? My favorite thing about wrinkles, yes, you can have a favorite thing about wrinkles, is that they can be a gauge for happiness. The more lines around my mouth, the more I've laughed. The more crow's feet around my eyes, the more I've smiled. Despite what TV, magazines, and popular culture tells us, wrinkles are natural, beautiful, a normal part of our expressive faces. They are only flaws if we let them be. They are only flaws if we let that be our perspective. This is true of many physical flaws that we are all taught to buy into. So I'd like to offer you a little exercise this morning before we go into our meditation. So I invite you to just close your eyes. We're going to start with thinking of 2 or 3 of our physical flaws. If your wrinkles are a gauge of joy, what positives could you give to these 2 or 3 flaws? What positive do they represent? For example, stretch marks might be a representative of the birth of a beloved child or a new muscle. So this morning, as we go into our meditation, I invite you to call forth something positive about things that you have considered to be a flaw in your past. The past is what we make it. Those memories aren't necessarily true. So let's write something positive about those things that we used to think of as flaws. I invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Just let go. Get really comfortable. Prepare to think about the positive ways, all the things that you might consider a flaw has impacted your life. Let's think of wrinkles as a gauge for happiness. Let's take that deep breath in and drop into our hearts. Let's connect to our divine selves. Oh, it feels so good to be surrounded in the light that burns brightly in our hearts, knowing that right here, right now, we are in high consciousness, that place where we prepare our minds to notice positive things about us in our bodies, in our thoughts, in our lives. Instead of having them be negative, let's think about some positive aspects. Let's make all those wrinkles into a gauge for our happiness. Oh, it feels so good to be connected to our divine selves as we sit in this silence and we think about the good in our lives. All these beautiful signs we have of the life we've lived, the joy we've felt, the blessings we've experienced. I invite you to take a deep breath in. Just send a smile to your heart. We are so grateful for all we have and all we don't have. Just allow the divine to fill you up, to shift your thinking into a new positive way of seeing all the things in your life that maybe just simply need to have their thoughts around them shifted a little bit. Allowing yourself greater peace, greater harmony. And I ask you to affirm with me this morning that we are living a good life. Good and more good, and ever increasing good fills every area of our lives. Just let the silence take you deeper. Wrinkles merely indicate where smiles have been. It shows us the joy and the love and the laughter that we have experienced in our lives. And as we sit in the silence, we send great gratitude to the universe for the opportunity to change our thinking and change our lives. Wrinkles merely indicate where smiles have been. And as we change our thinking about something as simple and natural as wrinkles, we change our lives. So this morning, as we sit connected to our divine selves, we change our thinking. We change our lives. And we look at the word wrinkle as we use it as a gauge for the happiness we've experienced in our lives. Just notice a new level of comfort. Just notice how you've let things go. Things that used to be considered flaws in your body and in your life. As you've shifted your thinking around these items, a simple thought that wrinkles are really a gauge of happiness can show us that we can change our thinking and change our lives. Wrinkles merely indicate where smiles have been. And so as our journey comes to a close, I invite you back into this time and space. I invite you to join me as I send great gratitude to the universe for all I have and all I don't have. And for this reminder that wrinkles really are just an indicator where smiles have been. It allows us to change our thinking and change our lives. We can put a positive spin on anything. So this morning, I invite you to be a light in the world. I invite you to look at things with new eyes, to change your thinking, to change your life. I thank you for joining me this morning, and I invite you to join me on Sunday morning when I will be the Sunday morning speaker. My talk is I'll believe it when I see it, and so will you. Please join me. Otherwise, I'll see you next Wednesday with some more points to ponder. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Stay cool. I think everyone is pretty much hot these days. I send you much love and many blessings. I'm Reverend Rebecca Kay here at the Yuma Center for Spiritual Living. Thank you.